Hey, what's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for another huddle watch along with a recruit on today's episode for you guys that love offense, but for you guys that like trench game, for you guys that like running backs and bully football. This is your episode. Easily one of the most elite players in the 2025 class, the top running back in the 2025 class, four-star running back, Alvin Henderson. Before I bring him on, let me read this to you because you're not going to believe me, and I promise these are actual stats. 3,500 rushing yards this year, 251 yards per game, 15.6 yards per carry. He averages more than a first down every time he touches the football. But you don't want to hear me tell it. You want to hear him tell it. Two-time Alabama Class 1A running back of the year. Two-time four-star running back, Alvin Henderson. What's happening, bro?
What's good? What's good?
So let's get right into it because you're fresh off receiving an amazing award 2 years in a
hmm
row,
Yeah,
winning running back of the year. How was that, bro?
man, it was awesome. Man. Last year, my sophomore season, I was fortunate to win it, and then going into my junior year, I put in a lot of work because my uncles, shout out to my uncle Reem, my uncle Henderson, they told me they was like, you want to try to get that Mr. Football, you want to try to get running back of the year again, and then I feel like I went out and balled out my junior season, and then hearing my name being called today, it was just a relief. Out of all the work I done put in during the season, overtime, when nobody's around, just mental focus on the game, and then them just calling my name out. When they was calling my stats out, 3,000 yards, 61 rushing touchdowns, 68 total touchdowns. I knew my stats was crazy, but when I actually heard everybody talking, I was like, man, I worked my behind off to get those stats this year. And hearing my
You
name
earned
called, I was
that.
like, man, I deserve it for real.
So one of the things I love when it comes to the development and the evolution of players is I like to ask this question. Do
Mhm.
you remember freshman Hendo?
Yeah.
What do you think freshman Hendo would have said when he found out you was getting that award for 2 years in a row after your junior season?
Honestly, when I was a freshman, I really didn't know because, I kind of got through in the Wolf Pack early. Seventh grade, I still played City League football. Eighth grade was my first ever time stepping on a football field on a high school level. So when I was in
What?
the eighth grade, I was thinking I was about to play eighth grade, I played junior varsity. So I played varsity that year, junior varsity and varsity. So I'm having games Monday, Tuesdays, Thursday. Then I eventually got moved up on Fridays. And coming into
That's
on
crazy.
those Fridays, I never touched the field. I might have touched the field like three times besides playing special teams. So, my head coach told me the next year, like, man, your freshman year, you're not playing junior varsity. So, I try to process with my family, like, man, coach telling me I can't play JV next year. Like, I'm only a freshman next year. Like, what do I do? So, I kind of understood, I knew I was good. So I was like, okay, coach, maybe just, I'm going to probably be the starter one day. Then freshman year, I didn't really start early, but first game, I went off 4 touchdowns. Second game, we
In
had
the
a
first
rivalry.
game?
First game of my freshman season, 4 touchdowns. Second game of my freshman season, 3 touchdowns. These were two big quality opponents. I got hurt the second game. I sprung my ankle. Then after that, I bounced back. That's the same year Emmanuel Henderson was. He played at Geneva County. So when he was at Geneva County, Charles Kelly came down to watch when we played versus them there, and I think I had like 5 touchdowns. After that, I just went crazy. So you asked me like what freshman Hendo would have said. I knew that I was gonna be great my 10th and 11th grade year because I knew the type of work I had to put in to be what I wanted to be, but I did not see myself. I never would have thought I would win the award back to back years because I feel like it's a lot of good other players that's out here in 1A, but it's something about me that I do
A
to separate
bunch.
myself each Friday I get on the field.
What is that drive been? Where's that drive come from? Because even beforehand, we talking ball, and you can see you
Yeah.
light up when you start talking. Where does that competitive? Even though you had the 5 touchdowns, you were still telling yourself sophomore year gonna be better. You win
Yeah.
the running back of the state award, and you tell yourself, "Nah, I got to top that this year."
Yeah.
Where does that competitive edge come from?
Man, honestly, to be real with you, last year we got put out in the second round. And once we got put out, I was trying to actually break the records my sophomore year. Like my uncles, they keep me like we talk every day. We got a group chat called OG Talk, and they keep it real with me. Like they let me know what I gotta do. And my sophomore year, I felt like, man, I left a lot on the table. So one day during the summer, it was like July. Like my uncles text me and told me they was like, "Hey, yo, your junior year coming up. That's the most important year of your recruitment." They was like,
Yep.
"You been playing and you been doing good, but you gotta have a purpose to why you play." So they was like, "You need to get some goals and don't just have no like goals like 1,000 yards. Like you need to have some goals so you can push yourself." So I got my goals up. I said, first off, I want to have 3,000 rushing yards. Then after
Oof.
that, I said I want to have over 50 touchdowns. Then I said I want to try to do it on at least 200 carries. So, I just started getting my goals and I sent them to my uncles. My uncles was like, man, those goals, they reachable coming into the season, the first game, what my uncles did each week, they first game, because we had the same schedule we played my sophomore season. So, they was
Okay.
keeping track of the stats, how like first, second, third, fourth.
I
And my
love that.
first game, my first game, I didn't really play as good as I did the first time we played this team, my sophomore season. So they just told me, they was like, if you plan on breaking these records, this year your numbers got to be 2 times better than they were the year before. And I think it took me like 3 or 4 games to get into my
To get
rhythm. Yeah, and then midpoint of the season, it was a week 3 weeks before the playoffs, we had a region game, and we played that team there. And I think I went into halftime with 4 or 5 touchdowns. So my uncles, like I had been talking to him, like, hey man, you close to the records or whatever. I wasn't really worried about it. Like I said in the group chat, they let me know we talk every day. Hey, you close to this, you close to that. Well, I just told myself I wasn't gonna like stress myself out about trying to break the records. It was just gonna all come to me. I think I went into halftime with 4 or 5 touchdowns. I came out after halftime and broke 4 more. So
oh,
yeah, I hit 8 touchdowns that game. So the record is 8. So I tied it. I didn't score. I feel like after that game, that's when I got all of my notice. Sports writers start writing about me like Henderson is close to shattering the records. So these next 2 games, I was having like 6 carries, 220 yards, uh, 4 touchdowns, 8 carries, 5 touchdowns. So my uncles was just telling me like, they keep it real with me. They was like, the only way you're gonna be able to break the record is if you just be real and you had 6 carries and you doing what you doing, but going into the playoffs, just imagine if you have 30 carries and see what you can do. And their main goal for me was to have at least 300 yards every playoff game. No matter they
woo.
wanted me to try to do it on 20 carries, but 30 was the max. And man, first round I think I had like 7 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 1 catching, 2 punt return, and 1 kick return. And second round, I have four rushing touchdowns, 32 carries at 300 and something yards. Third round, I went crazy. Fourth round, I went crazier, but we had an L, and then so coming at like ending of the season, I talked to my uncles, and then Max Prep came out with their awards, and actually my main goal for this year was to get Gatorade Player of the Year. So, my uncles, they just told me, hey, yo, stats like nobody else. Because, a lot of people from around here, a lot of people from where I'm from, they try to say, 1A is the smallest classification in Alabama. But my uncles and my mindset is, it's the smallest classification, but why is everybody not doing what I'm doing? If, everybody tell me, oh, you're not playing no competition, but I'm not playing competition, but why is there not 5 other dudes in the classification doing the same thing? So that's
Bingo.
that was really my drive because my uncles
Bingo.
they push me, they keep it real with me, and we still talking now. Like we text every day. We actually got done talking early. They actually go for Miami. So like I said, that was my main driver why I did everything I did this season because I had to set some goals, and then next year my goal is gonna be even crazier.
What I loved about that too, bro, is so they told you set some lofty goals. So you were
Yeah,
thinking, all right, I gotta set something that's
yeah,
unobtainable that
yeah.
I gotta shoot for. And
Uh
you
huh.
you put them on paper and then they looked back at you and was like, that's a
Yeah,
little crazy, but you could do it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love they got that confidence in you. Not
Oh
and it's
yeah,
not misplaced because it's not like you can do it and they backed off. It's like you can do
yeah,
it dot 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 if you put in the work.
yeah.
And I love they hold you accountable too. Hey, you
Oh
said
yeah.
you wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Well, this is what you did last year against them. You
Yeah.
30 yards short this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what you said you was
Yeah.
gonna do. I love that they
Yeah.
still hold you accountable. 4 TDs, yeah, but on one of them runs, you let that dude get you by your shoe. I love that they that
Yeah.
and you still allow them to after every game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gonna see your highlights. Everybody gonna
Yeah.
post the highlights. In that group chat,
Yeah.
they gonna tell you
Yeah.
the one or two. Hey,
Yeah.
if you'd have held up that block, your boy would have scored on the sweep. Like
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
I love that you still have those mentors too, and you still
Yeah.
allow them that grace to hey still guide me. I
Yeah.
know I know
Yeah.
I just ran for 35, but
Oh yeah.
you need the people that's gonna see could have been 36. A couple like you need those people that's gonna nitpick your game.
Oh
So I
yeah.
love that. And I love that after every game too, you
Yeah.
straight
Every
to him
every
with it. Like,
Friday,
you know what I'm
every
saying? I
Friday they
love
let
that.
me know. Yeah, every Friday. Shoot, I'm fresh out of the game. My coaches, my uncles hitting me up. Hey, you did this, you did that. Mondays, shoot, I enjoy the win for 2 days. Friday night I enjoy it. Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, hey, they send me what I did. Hey, you played this team last year. This what you did. What you gonna do this Friday to separate yourself? And
I
that's
love
what
that.
helped push me the whole entire season.
I absolutely love that. That's that accountability, right? You hold
Oh
yourself
yeah,
accountable, but you
yeah,
also allow somebody else. Your coaches hold you accountable at your
yeah,
school, clearly, but your
hmm
uncles too, because they
yeah,
know you better than anybody. You
yeah.
you can
Anybody
fool
else?
somebody else because they don't know
Yeah,
you that well. They can look and be like, "He not really tired. I know he not
yeah.
really tired. He
Oh
may be
yeah,
telling y'all he tired. I
yeah.
know that
And that's
look.
how
I
my
know
uncles
he.
is.
I love because bro, you somebody that ran for 35 is not thinking, how do I better this?
Yeah,
That comes from
hmm
accountability. And that
yeah,
that clearly started at home. That clearly started at a young age and it just transferred over to football. I
yeah,
absolutely love that. And while we talking football, that we're recording this on Tuesday night. You had a
yeah.
game last night, had a
Yep.
basketball game, put up 22,
Yep.
went off.
Hmm. Yep.
Tonight, you had a special visitor. You had a special visitor last night as well, but another special visitor tonight too.
Yep.
And you're coming off Elite Prospect Day as well. So let's start
Yep.
with Elite Prospect Day. How was that being down there for Battle Miami, hanging out, and obviously
Yeah.
talking with the staff?
Man, I really didn't know what to expect because last Wednesday, Coach Harris was at my school, and Coach Harris was just telling me, Coach Harris, before he went to Miami, he offered me at UCF. Well, once left
Oh,
UCF, we picked up our relationship back at Miami. Well, when he came down here last Wednesday, he told me, he was like, "You the only back I'm coming down there to see. Like, I'm seeing dudes, but you the only back I got my eyes on down there." So he was telling me, he's just keeping it real with me. Kevin flipped last minute. So he was just telling me, after they got done with the 24 class, they got loud. When he released the rankings, he put me first on his board. And everybody asked him, like, why you going back to Bama? You see how Riley did you in the last class? He said, nah, because I believe in Alvin. And I posted Thursday like I'm gonna be in Miami this weekend. I want the fans to like know I'm coming down. Well, once I posted it, a lot of people was texting me like, Harris is leaving, Harris is gone. I was like, you sure? Like Coach Harris gone. So I called Coach Hip, the assistant. I was like, hey, Coach Hip, is Coach Harris gone? He was like, yeah, he took a better job opportunity. So once I
that's
heard
my
that,
dog, by
I
the
was
way. Shout
like,
out to Coach Harris.
yeah, I was shocked because I was like, man, like, how's the visit gonna go? Like, Coach Hip,
Yeah,
Coach Hip had to go out of town because his uncle passed, so he had to go to the funeral. And then Coach Harris went there. So, I got home and told my mom, I was like, I don't really know what to expect out of the visit because there's gonna be no running back coach. I got on there Friday and I ate dinner. Well, Saturday, I was still kind of had that, man, I don't really know what's about to happen, but I'm just going to enjoy myself. Well, as soon as I walked in the door, Coach D Train, the receivers coach, everybody made me feel like I was at home. While I'm there,
love
I
it.
had honestly forgot. I honestly forgot that like it was no running back coach there because they talking to me. They weren't even talking to me about football. Like they told me they was like, we ain't even gonna talk to you about football while you down here. We just gonna talk about life in
Love it.
general with you, encourage you on why you should come here and stuff like that. So I'm talking with all of the coaches, building relationships, and so we went out for our tour or whatever. So I get there, we check in. So, when I came down, I think it was in March. When I came down in March, no, not March. I'm coming back in March. When I came down in like October, I think it was when I came for the Virginia Tech game. I came back on that Monday. Well, that Sunday, I got the campus tour, everything like that. Well, we was doing the campus tour on Saturday, and I got a call. Coach Cristobal was like, "Hey, I want you to be the first person I meet. I want to see you and your mom and your auntie." And I got in there and I was talking with Coach, and man, first thing he told me when I got in there, buddy, don't please don't worry about who gonna be the next running back coach because like you're a priority because you'll be the first person who knows who our next running back coach gonna be.
Love that.
And once he told me that, I was just like, I'm gonna enjoy my visit. I ain't even gonna worry about the
Ye-
running back coach no more because
that
now I
transparency
done heard
right
it.
off the bat.
Yeah, I done heard it from the head man. And after he told me that, we talked about football. So after I got done in the meeting with him, okay, we had like a 20-minute meeting. I got done with him. So, he was about to have another recruit to come in. He was like, no, I'll just sit down here and eat with you and your mom. Me, Coach Cristobal, Coach Field, Coach D Train, Coach I can't think of the other coach, the receivers coach. We sat down and ate pizza for like 30 minutes. We just sat down, just talking about
Just
life in
chilling.
general, just chilling. And Coach Cristobal let me know, like, you are a priority to me, and you got to also look that we're playing our freshmen. So then I leave from with Coach Cristobal. Then I go in there with the OC. Well, it's three other backs in there. We just talking. Well, he's showing us how he gonna use us, and he just telling me like, you come here, you don't got to worry about no free hitters, and your game already separates itself. I get down with him, and then Coach Kaz, man. I talk to the Miami coaches. We talk every day. Like we got a group chat literally called Alvin Henderson to the U. So and
I
they
love it.
texted. Yeah, they texted me this morning, and coach was letting me know like he was coming down here today. But man, the whole coaching staff, even with Coach Harris leaving, when sometime when like your main position coach leave, a lot of schools you don't really be able to build a relationship with the head coach or any other coach, so you just kind of
Yep.
be stuck. Like in some situations, some dudes will be like, "Dang, I gotta move on to the next school." But it wasn't like that with me because I actually have like a personal relationship with Coach Cristobal, with the assistant head coach, with Coach D Train, like people that's up under Coach Cristobal, but are main priorities, and they let me know that I'm a priority to them.
What's that relationship with Coach Cristobal too? I love that because, like you said, and we see it all the time, especially in this
Yeah.
era, when
Uh huh.
DB coach, receiver coach leaves, quarterback coach leaves, and like you said, players thinking, man, that's actually my guy. Not that I'm
Yeah.
not here for the head coach, but I'm saying like that's the dude that was talking to me when I was in eighth grade. Like that's my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But that Coach Cristobal is a bit different. He's all about relationships, especially when it's someone that he's like, we all know how he is. When he like gotta have them, he gotta
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah. For sure.
Do you remember that first interaction with Coach Cristobal, the start of that relationship?
So
What was that like?
So honestly, I never talked to Coach Cristobal. Never ever. Like I knew I had an offer from Miami, but I never talked to him. So, cause like some schools all about doing the right thing. So I never talked to some of these head coaches unless I like personally visited there. So September 1st is actually when they made the group chat. 12 o'clock at night. Alvin Henderson to the U. I may have it on my other phone. Uh, Coach Cristobal, running back coach, every coach that think I'm a priority to Miami was in there. I talked to him. Well, I got on the phone with them. I think I got on the phone with Coach Cristobal. I think I got on the phone with Coach Cristobal that next day, and he kind of talked to me. He was like, Alvin, I coached at Bama. Like, I'm familiar with your state, and I like guys like you. Like, you're my type of guys. And main thing after that, he was like, man, only thing now we got to get you down. Like, we want to see you in person. So I did everything I could. I got down there when they played Virginia Tech, and I know Ashley. I seen him on the Saturday, so I knew what Coach Cristobal looked like, but I didn't really know. Like I went up there. I'm like, dang, Coach Cristobal is huge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
So
he a
I'm,
big
I'm
dude.
yeah. I was sitting in there eating, and he walked up to me. He was like, hey Alvin, how you doing? He was like, man, we about to get ready to go get this win, but I'll catch up with you after the game. I caught up with him after the game, and then I met with him on Sunday. And when I met with him on Sunday, some coaches just tell you that you their guy. Like they just be like, "Hey man, you my guy," just to get you to come there. he actually sat down with me and my family and like explained to me why I was his guy and how I could come to
I love
Miami
that.
and be a program changer. And he was just going down. He was like, man, I know you in the great state of Bama, but you could this during the time when Kevin was committed. He was like, man, you and Kevin in the backfield together, it'd be a crazy duo.
Would have been
And
crazy.
Jordan Lyle was on that visit too. So and this why he was still committed to Ohio State. And coach was just
You
being
and
real
Jordan would be
because
crazy too.
yeah, sometimes when a lot of coaches what they'll do is if they have a like 24 back, if they had recent because 24 done now, but like when they have a 24 back there, they kind of don't care about the 25 and the 26. But that wasn't the case. Coach Crystal Ball, Coach Harris, like they
I
was
love
still
that.
letting me know, like, man, you are our guy, and we got to do everything we can do. So my interaction and leading on until now, Coach Crystal Ball came by like an hour or two ago, and he still sat down with me and told me, "Hey man, your first year here, you'll be running behind 3 first rounders." And he told me, same situation with Fletcher. He was just telling me, a lot of people say Fletcher didn't play no competition in high school. He played like a 1A, 2A, 3A, but he said they see me as a dude that can come in and do something like him, but I could possibly be better than him because they just see how my game is, and not just my game, but like overall features, like on and off the field. And Coach Cristobal said he just believed like that's what he trying to do, and he feel like I could come in and flip the script.
Coach Cristobal like smash mouth football.
Yeah,
He a old school offensive lineman, bro. If he could tote that
yeah,
thing 50 times, if he could run it 50
yeah,
times a game, he
for
would.
sure.
He
Oh
he
yeah,
starts in the trenches. We saw what he did at mine. When he got there, he looked at the offensive line. Coach Mirabal said, if I don't improve this offensive line, y'all could take an arm or a leg.
oh
And he
yeah,
meant that. And
yeah,
that's been his priority. Built up a beast of an offensive line. And
yup,
then, like you said, he likes to go out and find his guys
mm-hmm,
like Fletcher, who, like you
mm-hmm,
said, someone, maybe, bro, Mario likes a style of running back, which is why you
yeah,
fit that style. He likes a pro style running back. It's the same mold. Nick Saban,
mm-hmm,
they like that
yeah,
pro style. If I gotta give it to you 20 to 25 times a game, I
mm-hmm,
need that guy in the backfield, not the
oh
guy
yeah,
that comes off the field on third down, not the guy that can't pass protect.
yeah,
Coach Cristobal likes a complete guy, and I
yeah,
think that's why he loves your game so much. Is it's that
mm-hmm,
versatility. It's that I
yeah,
can throw him the ball at the backfield. I can ask him to pass protect. I can run two backs back here. I can put him back here with Fletch and ask him to be a lead blocker. And the
mm-hmm,
and the team first attitude is he knows
yeah.
you're gonna go get that linebacker.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that full package, that elite on the field and off the field. And I would
Hmm.
be remiss if I don't bring up the GOAT, Coach Nick Saban, someone that
Oh yeah,
Mario learned under. That trench first mentality is comes from
yeah.
that Nick Saban tree. The reason I want to bring
Hmm.
up Nick Saban is the list of running backs that he's
Yeah,
had at Alabama is legendary. Two of them
yeah,
Heisman Trophy winners. He had four Heisman Trophy winners on offense. Bo Scarborough, his elite running backs, not Heisman Trophy winners. Bo Scarborough,
yeah.
T.J.
Hmm.
Yeldon, Mark Ingram,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. The list goes on and on. And this is a guy who
Hmm.
saw that same potential in you. Speak to
Yeah.
what that means for you. That a guy like that, who is famous for producing first round elite running backs, saw that same potential in you as well.
Yeah, so Coach Gillespie, not only with Coach Saban, but Coach Gillespie, I think that was like his second year there, before they offered me, because he offered me my freshman season, and
That's even cooler too.
yeah, Bama was recruiting me my 8th grade year. So, when you young, like when me being from Bama, I know Coach Saban. So growing up, I'm a big Bama fan. Like Bama this, Bama that. I want to play at Bama. I want to do this. Well, you know, Coach Saban offering system went a little different than what other coaches do. Like you have to go there and camp for him, and you can't just scrub over the camp. Like you gotta actually do good because he watching you. Like coming around watching you.
I
They
love
record all
that.
your reps, so they take you privately, and you just gotta. Hey man, Coach Saban, coach the running back coach will tell you. Coach G told me he was like, only way you go get your offer is if you separate yourself. I think they had like 4 or 5 running backs there that day, and he told me he was like, one of y'all gonna get offered. Like, I'm just being real with
Whew.
y'all. One of y'all, yeah, one of y'all gonna get offered. So we can't offer all 5 of y'all. Like, it's only one scholarship
That's
available.
just
And
real.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, I was 8th grade going into no 9th grade going into 10th grade year. a lot of other backs. I don't know who the backs was, but I know it was four others. Well, man, that day in Tuscaloosa, they got this thing called fifth quarter, and man, it's bad. It's like it really lets you know how much it lets you know how much you want football. Like honestly, like you not. It's just not no regular running like bag drills, stop, drop, and roll, like stuff that's getting you like playing with
They
your mind mentally
they
to
trying to
let you
break
know,
you.
yeah, it's football really for you. Well, luckily, I got pulled out of the fifth quarter drill early, so I could go out and run routes. Well, I went out to run routes, and then as we walking over the drills, like Coach Gillespie telling me, like, "Hey, man, like that's when he told us only one of y'all getting an offer. We can't offer every one of y'all out here." So me, I told myself I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be able to separate myself. I'm getting at the front of the line every drill we doing."
I
I
love that.
succeeded through every drill. Coach Saban came and watched. He don't say much. He had on the straw hat. He didn't say a word. He'll tell you if you messing up, but he didn't say nothing. After the camp, went up to his office. You see when people used to get their Bama offer, they be in his office. I went up there. I really didn't know what to say. He told me he never tells you that you have a scholarship offer from here. He tell you that you got an opportunity to come to the university and be special. And he told me that was kind of the first time. That was my freshman season. And as I kept taking visits like on and on and on, he kind of told me, he was just telling me like, man, you're from the state of Alabama. Like, you're in our backyard. We don't have to go to California, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Hawaii to get you. Like, you're right here. He was like, so you're gonna always be number one on our board because for one, your stats are crazy. Number two, you're a complete person. Everything you do on and off the field checks the boxes to come here. Number three, everybody we asked about you in your community, they say nothing but great things about you. So he said, you have not gave us a reason to why we should go to another state and get another back. Now he always
Love
told
that.
me, of course, I'm gonna go out and get the best backs that I can bring in, but you're always gonna be our number one. And every time I talk to him, like him and Coach Gillespie, they always let me know, like, man, your opportunity here is to come play. You still have an opportunity to come here and do something special. And when Coach Saban retired, I didn't think it would happen because I can't. I went up for a game this year. Every game I went to, I had a meet with Coach Saban, and it was might have been but the week before the playoffs. I was sitting in his office with him, and he was telling me, he was like, "Man, your numbers are good." He was like, the competition level down there, you just dominating it. He was like, when do you think y'all will get a quality opponent? And I was like, I think it's going to be in the playoffs for sure. And, that was the last time we talked. He was just telling me, like, man, you are my guy. He was like, do not take that for granted. Like, you can come here and be a part of an elite group and do something special. And then also, he was just showing me, like, all the running backs he coached, like, B Rob, Derrick Henry, Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram, TJ Yeldon,
Josh
Harris. He was
Jacobs.
just showing me Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara. He was just showing me how, like, when they was on the team together, how they stats was always separated. And he just told me, Bama is different. When your time come, like, you're gonna be able to dominate. And obviously he retired, but it's the same thing with Coach Gillespie now. Like, actually, Coach Gillespie and Coach DeBoer is coming to my school tomorrow. They just like letting me know, like,
Got
Coach
to
Gillespie
continue the
came by.
tradition.
Yeah, Coach Gillespie came about a week, the next week, and he just told me, Bama's still gonna be Bama, no matter who's the coach. Like, some people may say it's gonna be a fall off, but Bama already has that rich tradition. So they feel like with them bringing in Coach DeBoer, of course he's not gonna be Coach Saban, but it already still had that rich tradition of winning. And Coach Gillespie said, of course, with them still having Hayes, they feel like the running back room is just gonna keep getting being elite.
And look, he built it. It's
Yeah,
like, bro, if somebody hand you the keys to a Lambo, you may not be able to drive it, but like him,
yeah,
it's still I can make it go fast though.
yeah,
Like it's still a
yeah, yeah,
Lambo. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a
yeah.
Toyota Corolla now. It's still a
Oh yeah,
Lambo. What I
yeah,
love about that though is your last conversations with him probably would have been some of his last real recruiting
yeah,
conversations.
yeah. It
And some of
was.
the last advice he gave you was, "You that dude. Like,
Yeah,
I need you to understand that in my eyes,
yeah,
these are all the running backs that I've coached. I see
yeah.
you as them." Don't
Hmm.
ever take that for granted. Because
Yeah,
when we talk about evaluating talent, we talking about a dude that we call him the GOAT for a reason. Is
yeah,
not just the championships. It's the first round picks, the second round picks, the third round picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's the legacy of ball players that he's evaluated and went, yeah, he's a Bama guy. So him
Yeah.
putting that tag on a player is not to be taken lightly. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, 5 of them were there that day. Just the way
Yeah.
it shakes out, I can only pull one of y'all. I may want three, but
Yeah.
that's not how a roster even works. So
Yeah.
so when he looks at you and says, "Hey, bro, I see Josh Jacobs,"
Yeah.
don't take that lightly at all. That's a
Yeah.
dude that when he say somebody RB1,
Mm-hmm.
everybody go, huh? Like
Yeah.
you see it when he would offer a running back that people wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be too familiar with. It's like, all right, we need to watch him because if
Yeah.
Saban, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like if Saban
Yeah.
offered an offensive guard that was a 3-star that wasn't ranked yet, you was like, all right, we
Yeah.
need to watch him because if Saban,
Yeah.
if it got to do with them trenches and
Yeah.
Nick Saban vouched for it,
For sure.
that means something. And for those of
Mm-hmm.
you that have not seen his film and y'all are wondering, like, what is this running back you speak of? I got a special treat for y'all. So we're gonna start off with the versatility. For you, you do a little bit of everything, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? I know it's hard to pick a favorite, but do you
Mm-hmm.
have like a look, man? If fourth quarter a genie gives you a chance, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put the ball in your hands. It's either gonna be you're either gonna be in the wildcat, kick return, punt return, or a swing. What would you
Yeah.
pick?
To be real, I'm running it up the middle. I'm gonna probably hit it with a trap or inside zone.
Picked bully ball. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably hit a trap or inside zone.
One thing I do love somebody with elite speed, they're not always good with patience. You
Mm-hmm.
have really good patience while you run, setting up your blocks. Then I'm gonna hit the burst. Has that patience always been a part of your game, or is that something you had to learn as you
Yeah, that was
develop?
kind of so we run a single wing offense here, and as you can see, you got the quarterback pulling, you got your guard pulling, and in order for this like the type of offense we run, in order for it to be successful, you have to wait and let the block set up. And something I did bad my freshman year, I kind of tried to outrun everybody, but like I figured out the only way to play a setup nice is if you let the block set up, and I feel like that's something I did pretty good, getting closer towards my sophomore year and finishing on top of my junior season.
For somebody that does have that elite breakaway speed, how hard was that to constantly drill yourself that I don't gotta be Le'Veon Bell, you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta
Yeah.
stop here and
Uh-huh.
and chill, but
Yeah.
just allowing guys to set up. How long do you think that took for that to become just natural and a part of your game?
It took me a little time, but going into my 10th grade summer, I just told myself, I was like, my coaches talked with me and they said, hey, look, this is what you got to do. If you got to take a little extra stutter step, getting the ball, just do whatever you have to be patient. And sometimes you forget, but it kind of became a habit as I was getting slowing down, as I'm getting the ball direct snap and just being patient. It kind of took a little time, but I kind of got used to it as the weeks and years went by.
And then the vision. It almost seems like once the ball is in your hands, the end zone gets huge. And you're always constantly scanning for green to get to the end zone as quick as possible. This the vision, the suddenness, the ability to make these cuts and not lose any momentum. That balance too, bro. Other than your uncles, speak to where a lot these fundamentals. You have the elite speed, you have the
Yeah.
power, but the fundamentals are solid as well. Who do you attribute that to?
Hey, shout out to Coach Steele, Gas Crew. That's my trainer. Coach Steele, he actually helped me get on the map. Coach Steele, he actually gave me the opportunity to be able to get offers from everybody that I got offers from. Coach Steele, my freshman year, he always hit me up and he told me, because when I used to make my film, I used to like to slow down. Like when I'm making cuts and stuff, I used to like to slow it down. And Coach Steele texted me like during the season, like, man, hey, don't slow down. And if you go back and look at his track record, like Quinshawn Junkins, like these last few years, all the dudes that's been coming from Alabama that's been taking over, it come from Coach Steele, all gas training. So, he was
Beast.
hitting me up like, hey man, do this, do that. And I was like, man, I'm thinking to myself, this dude don't know what he talking about. But one night I just said, I'ma actually respond. I got on the phone, Coach Still. He talked to my mom. He told her like, "Hey, this what gas crew is. This is what we about. These are the dudes we put into college. I'm not just trying to get you and say I did this or that." Coach Still talked to my mom on that Thursday. I think no, he talked to my mom like on a Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Might have even been a Wednesday. I had an offer. I had an offer from Arkansas and Ole Miss on a Thursday. I talked to both the coaches on that Friday morning. They offered me. The same day Georgia offered me Western Kentucky and Syracuse, and ever since then, Coach still just been pushing me, and then I offers been rolling in, still been getting in the all season grind, and it's just been working out smooth. But Coach Still is actually the person that actually like helped me get my name out.
You could see that attention to the fundamentals too, bro.
Yeah,
It's again, you have the elite speed, so it is easy for you to just be like, I can just beat this dude to the corner. But again, you
yeah,
understanding, let me learn patience in my game. Let me learn setting these blocks up. Let me learn. Obviously, it wasn't like you was cutting bad, but ooh, my cuts can be smoother. I can lose less
yeah.
momentum. I love that again, you allow the people that are coaching you in your life to still make even if it's small improvements on your game, even if it's, hey, don't chop your feet there. You still
Hmm.
give them that grace to do that. The reason I keep rewinding this, I need you to break this down. This play
Yeah.
here nasty. Just absolutely insane. So, on a play like this, bro, this is that vision I'm
Hmm.
talking about. What are you
Yeah.
seeing on a run like this?
So right here, right there, pause it. So right. Hold on 1 second. Right there. So how the play is set up. The dude that's in front of me, he got to go take this dude right here that's on the left edge, and then the wing back that's right there. The dude, and then the dude that's on the right of him, not the right lineman, but the right linebacker. The wing back's supposed to hit him. So the way to play, if it's blocked the way it's supposed to set up, I should be able to just hit straight up the middle. All right, pause it. So you see,
Ah,
I could have went up the middle, but I saw that crease, that little crease in the back door, and I was like, man, I think I got the speed to hit it. So when I saw that crease, I don't know which one of those dudes fell, but if you could, if it was closer, you would be able to see. But I kind of hit him with like a move right there. When I
right
hit him with a
there.
move, I saw that he fell, and man, playing running back when you just kind of your adrenaline be pumping, so you do something like that, you got to kind of make a move, and I didn't want to get down because I seen I had broke him, so first thing I thought was hurdle, and then I tried to crib it, but you see, I had like four of them right there on me,
That's nasty. I'm sorry,
and,
but that's absolutely nasty.
and actually, the dude who take pictures for me, he got a picture. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Was that the first time you hurdled somebody? That's one of the first time you hurdled somebody in the game, was it?
Nah, I started hurdling my freshman season. I hurdled a few dudes my freshman. I think I did it my sophomore year too, but that was one of my best ones right there because I was able to keep running with it.
Hey, the first time you hurdled someone, what was the thought in your head?
And the first time I hurdled somebody, I was like, I really just did this, because it was back when Najee Harris was playing. I was like, I really just did this, and I'm still running. Like that's crazy.
Like I just jumped over a man. There's a man behind me, still confused as to where this running back went. Bro went over the
Yeah,
top. This here, bro, burst. When people can take good angles and still not catch you,
yeah,
again,
yeah,
I don't care who, bro. That is when I'm talking about elite speed. That second gear, that ability okay, diagnose now, foot in the ground, we gone. How much do you love having the full field in front of you, though? One of the things I do love about your skill set and that you do play in this style of offense
hmm,
is your ability to scan the field and see the entire field. How
yeah,
much do you love that ability to be in the wing to in the single, being able to have
yeah.
the full field in front of you?
So one thing I like about that, as I take college visits, I sit down and a lot of schools like Miami, Florida State, a lot of these schools that have like great running backs and big on the run, the one thing that's similar to the offense I run is most of these teams are like gap schemes. So with me getting the ball direct snap, it's actually moving faster and I'm having to wait and let the block set up. See, like that right there, when I get to college and I'm able to get the ball and I'm handing it off, I'll actually be like, with me getting the ball, it just won't be because running in a single when you just get the ball and it's
Mhm.
downhill. Being able to do like without direct snap and me moving on to college with the quarterback getting it and handing it to me off, I'll be able to when I'm getting the ball, I'll be able to read it a little closer. You see what I'm saying? I'll be able to like, hey man, this
Yep.
one I need to make my cut because I feel like the way college is set up and the way when I sit out with like a lot of running back coaches, majority of the offenses are set up like if you run the play how it's supposed to be ran, it'll be successful. So I feel like this single wing offense gonna help me out a huge way going into college because I'll be prepared to like run a lot of the gap scheme that I run in high school.
And you've taught yourself patience because you didn't have that small delay of a quarterback handoff. You had to teach yourself, all right, I got to have a little bit of patience, allow this guard and tackle to pull, allow them to get a hat on a hat. We talked about at the beginning, you had to teach yourself to be a patient runner. So then
Yeah.
being in the I formation or in the shotgun and having a quarterback hand it to you, you've already got that patience. Now this is already developed for me. So now I could just hit this thing. Like you've been waiting to just, you know what I'm saying, put your foot in the ground and go. So another thing I wanted to ask you about this offense and about your
Mhm.
skill set in this
Yeah.
offense. You're asked a lot of times to make a guy miss. The
Yeah.
first guy a lot of times, and you're asked to run through a lot of arm tackles. Like a play we see here. The tenacity to never your feet never stop moving. Run it. Arm tackles for you just not a thing.
Yeah.
But that make the first guy miss. How much you do you think that's also gonna help you when you transition to the next level?
Yeah, because that's one thing. Like even the drills I work in the off season, that's one of the main things that I work on is like making a first move, making a move, and then making that first dude miss. So like, cause a lot of times if you're able to make that first defender miss, majority of the time the other your lineman and other everybody else gonna be blocking. So you'll be my cleat came off on this play. You can see it fly off. But I feel like with me being able to make that first guy miss, I'll be able to like get in open field and space like that right there because playing some quality teams, when you get hit by that first dude, a lot of people like my dude hit him. But I feel like with me being able to make that first move on a defender, and whether that's running them over, running around them, hitting them with a move, I feel like that helped me out because, like, for instance, right there, if I get into full speed, I'm gone. Like that's one thing. That's another drill I work on, like making a move and then getting vertical. And I feel like once I get vertical, I'm gone.
Gone. Shoe
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Shoot
Gone.
flew off on this play.
And still gone. Still gapping with the shoe off, bro. That's a high motor running back. I don't even know if that phrase exists, but we just created it. That's a high motor running back. But then the versatility here too. And another part of your game too is being a receiver out the backfield.
Hmm.
How much do you enjoy being a receiver running routes and getting to show that style of your game?
Man, I love being able to run routes because single wing offense. A lot of people be like, "Man, y'all don't pass the ball," but I know I can catch. In the 77 schools that are offer me, they know I can catch
They
too.
know you
So
can catch.
yeah, so when I actually get a chance to be able to get a pass and play or being able to catch the ball, I'll be glad because I'll be able to showcase my skills or what I can do with yards after the catch and how I can make a move on a defender to be able to get the ball in my hands, just not running it.
And we saw earlier in the highlights, they split you out and threw you to fade. So
Oh
for
yeah,
anyone thinking he don't have the ball skills, I
yeah,
promise you he does. This is the patience again, though, bro. This is all right. It don't always work out how it's drawn up. Sometimes you got to make a play. That's that patience again. The vision. Ankles have been broken on this play. Bless his ankles. That is making something out of nothing, though. Sometimes your offensive line pulls everything together. Sometimes you got to
yeah.
bail somebody out. And this is what we talked about earlier, that patience to let something develop, to find a crease or make a crease and then
Oh yeah.
finish strong. That's just elite, bro. You think freshman Hendo probably keeps going to his left
Nah,
there?
nah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I probably would have tried to bounce it outside more.
That patience, I think it's overstated a lot of times for running backs. They're like, "Oh, running back is paid." Bro, when you got elite track speed like you
Yeah,
have, it's
yeah.
easy to be like, "Man, damn the patience. I'm gonna put this
Oh
foot in
yeah.
the ground
No. Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
gone."
Yeah.
But I because you're open to changing your running style, to having different running styles on a play like that that
Yeah.
breaks down, you can okay,
Oh yeah.
now you can start scanning. When do you feel like the game slowed down for you though? Because when you see plays like that, it's
Hmm.
almost like you can diagnose faster than it happens.
Yeah.
When do you feel like that started happening for you?
Uh, I feel like the game slowed down for me when I realized, like, my freshman year, I kind of wanted to be like an outside runner. Like, man, I want to sweep everything. I feel like the game slowed down for me when I got like as I got older and I understood like, man, I'm a freshman now, but going into college, I got 2 more years, but still, like, everything not gonna be outside zone in college. So I gotta like sit myself down and tell myself like you got to learn how to run the ball up the middle. And I already got the speed to go outside. So, after I worked on everything, I sat down with my coaches like, Coach, what can I do or what can you help me out with to become a inside zone threat? But actually, when I'm running inside, to be able to make a move and then bounce the play out. And, I hit it with my trainer. Like, we worked on drills and I felt like 10th grade this past summer, going into my junior year, I did a lot of drills. Gap scheme drills, making a man misses drills, and I feel like what separated my game this year from my sophomore and my freshman year, I understood the game more. I understood when the blocks had to set up, when the blocks was gonna set up, how fast to time it, how fast to hit it. And I feel like with me understanding that, going into my senior year, I've been in this offense for 4 years now. I'll just be prepared and ready for it again next year.
You know it like the back of your hand now.
Yeah, for sure.
And for young running backs out there, for the 2027s, the 2026s, or the 28s that
Yeah,
look up to you,
yeah,
what would you say? Because you said something important there that you just wanted to bounce everything outside because you
yeah.
could when you were younger,
Yeah.
but you did change your running style. If
Hmm.
What advice would you give to a young running back looking at Alvin Henderson, thinking, "I want to be the next Alvin Henderson"?
Honestly, even I got a little brother and I push him. If you're a younger dude and you worry about recruitment, just play, just have fun and play. When you're young, you may be like, man, I want to get into college one day. I'm ready to get recruited, but just play and have fun. Coaches will find you. That's like I played at a 1A school in Elba, and I think Ronald McKinnon and Alex Wright was the only two people to go play in the NFL. We had a few other dudes to go play like in college, but don't rush anything. Just be patient. Like I see a lot of dudes posting Twitter saying they underrated. No coaches looking at them, but bro, coaches will find you. Like all you gotta do. Like I was at the banquet today, and one thing a dude he won Mr. Football like 25 years ago. First thing he said was a lot of dudes like to put on social media. They working this, they grinding. I'm out here on my grind. You gotta let the world know. You gotta let Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, like man, just like work in the dark. When you work in the dark, I promise you, when August roll around Friday night, everything that you working for, we'll see it then.
They
Like,
gonna see it. We
yeah,
gonna see it.
like we don't want to see that. No, I see a lot, and I got a lot of homies that do that too. Like, we don't want to see what you doing now. This for you. This time right now is for you to get better. Like, I'll be working too. Like, this is for you to get better. When August 18 hit, when it's Friday night lights, then you go out and ball. That's when everybody will know you working. College. Then that's when college coaches start come talking to you. If
Show
you're
them.
freshman, sophomore, bro, don't worry about recruitment. It's gonna come. Like if you balling out and separating yourself from all the other dudes in your state, your city, your surrounding area, they gonna find you. Like that. That's for sure. Just grind.
That is sound advice because, like you said, bro, cream rises to the top. They
Yeah.
gonna find you. They,
Yeah.
bro, I live in Texas. They find kids that play 6A ball.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
balling,
Oh yeah.
they gonna find you.
For sure.
If you play with a smaller school, you like, well, my school don't have 6 man. All we got is
Yeah.
7-on-7.
Yeah.
Hey, if you like that,
Yeah, they gonna
they're
find
gonna
you.
find you. I
Most deaf.
promise you they will. So I love that advice, and I love that you passed that on to little bro. Like,
Yeah,
hey, it wasn't always
yeah,
LSU, Bama, Clemson, Miami, Florida State. I had to work to get
yeah.
that. At one point,
Sure.
none of them knew who I was. At
Yeah,
one point, you could have walked up to Nick Saban and said Alvin Henderson. He'd have said, who? And
yeah,
now you say Alvin Henderson, he goes, ah, my
yeah.
God.
For real.
But that took work. And I love that you impart that to your little brother that, hey, don't work. The work is put in on the front end. The reward comes in on the back end. You don't get the reward while you working. You
Yup,
work towards the reward. I absolutely love that. And for
yup.
y'all who just watched that film and thinking, "Oh, I haven't seen them, but I gotta keep up with them." Let them know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter so they can keep up with you. Because y'all know he gonna try to break all these records his senior year.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
know he not coming in with that 3,500 thinking that's it. He gonna try to get 4K. So we all pulling up for it. Let them know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll link your huddle down in the description too.
All right, y'all. Instagram, you can find me at underscore dot deuce two. That DUECE two. And then on Twitter, you can find me at Al Henderson underscore one. Then TikTok Al Hendo, and then same thing with Twitter, Snapchat too, Hendo.
And I'm linking all those in the description.
I got
We
you.
talked about a few schools. If you watching this and you thinking, "Hey, CB, does my school offer?" Yes, your school
Yeah,
offered him.
for sure.
I swear to God,
For
if you're
sure.
listening to this, yes, they did. And what I love about Hendo's huddle is he breaks it down from game to game. So if
Yeah.
you like, I want to keep up with him literally week to week during his
Yeah.
senior season, you can. So you can take the same journey he's taken with his statistics, seeing if he can beat this insane junior year. Cause I'm gonna do the same thing. So in the comments, y'all gonna ask. Yes, I will link that stuff for you. And then after your senior season, when you destroy all these numbers and you
Yeah.
get that running back of the year award for a third time, because we putting it out there, we putting the
Yeah.
positive energy out there. We're gonna
Oh
have
yeah.
you back on so we can recap a dope senior season.
Most def. Most def.
Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow Hendo right now. He
Oh
will
yeah.
be visiting your school. Yes, your school has offered him. Furthermore, elite talent, fantastic young man, student of the game. I see why Nick Saban said you're not just elite on the
Yeah.
field. I see why Cristobal said I'm not just recruiting an elite running back. I'm recruiting an elite player for my culture.
Oh yeah.
I 100% get that now. And whoever does land you, they're
Mm-hmm.
getting a leader and a dude that's not resting on his laurels, bro. You easily could have been like, man, I ran for 2,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
Whatever I do
For
this
real.
year, I got the
Yeah.
Bama offer.
For real.
But you said, how can I top that? Then you
Yeah.
ran for 35K and something in your mind said, how can I top that, bro? That kind of work ethic, it don't matter what you do. You can stop playing football tomorrow and say, I'm gonna build furniture. You're gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
elite at it
Oh yeah.
because you put in the work on the front end. So I know I speak for every fan base when I say we all got our fingers crossed.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
hey, I hope he come to us.
Yeah.
Because it's guys like that is how you win championships. Cristobal says
Mm-hmm.
it all the time. Championship players win championships, and that's not
Yeah.
just on the field. That's in the classroom, that's in the
Mm-hmm.
community, and that's at home as well. And
Yeah.
when we talking about four-star running back Alvin Henderson, we're talking about an elite person as well. So
Oh
thank
yeah.
you very much, bro, for giving me your time. I cannot wait to see this senior season. You know I'm pulling up.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow bro right now. We out.